Good morning, this is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Seeing some partly sunny conditions out there this morning as we have some filtered sun coming through, mainly high clouds out there, and seeing some slightly breezy conditions. Temperature sitting around 63 degrees with seeing those slightly breezy conditions. Peak winds are gusting around 25 knots in the last hour, otherwise seeing sustained, not 25 knots, around 20 knots in the last hour, and seeing sustained winds 9 to 14 knots. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we have a boundary north of the region that will be pushing through the region this evening into the morning hours of Thursday. That's going to help bring some increased low and mid-level clouds, as well as high pressure will build in behind that, enhancing the breeze once again as we go into tomorrow. So keeping that northeasterly breeze going as we go through the next couple days, and we'll see it pick up a bit as we go into tomorrow. If we look at the upper level winds from this morning's sounding, we have our strongest winds near the surface, seeing 27 knots around 3,000 feet, and those winds are out of the northeast to north-northeast. As we get up above 12,000 feet, seeing more southwesterly winds to south-southwesterly winds, and in the 10 to 15 knot range. So fairly light winds through the column, seeing our freezing level at 12,900 feet. If we look at the current visible satellite, we can see there's mainly high clouds across the area. That's all we're really expecting as we go through the day today. And as we go into the evening, we'll see those likely lessen a bit in the overnight hours. But otherwise, temperatures in the low 60s across the region. If we look at the European model for the next couple of days, expecting dry conditions to continue. We'll see continue slightly breezy northeasterly winds as we go through the day today. As we go into the evening, we'll see a slight weakening of the winds, and that boundary will start to approach. That boundary looks to be a dry boundary as it pushes through. It will increase some low-level and mid-level clouds for the morning hours and first part of Thursday. But more importantly, behind that, we'll see high pressure enhance the pressure gradient a bit, and we'll see those breezier conditions, slightly breezier than what we're seeing today as we go through the day on Thursday. And then as we get later in the day, we'll see that breeze weaken, but remaining slightly breezy out of the northeast. Continuing as we go into Friday with dry conditions continuing as well. And then if we zoom out and take a look at the European model, we start to see the unsettled conditions move into the area for the weekend. Still some disagreements in the modeling, so lower confidence than we would like, but we are seeing slightly better agreement, just a slightly better agreement. But as we go through the first part of Saturday, things look to remain dry, and we'll pick up our first chances of precip moving into the area. As we get later in the day on Saturday, the GFS is still the earliest with the rain moving in. As you can see here, the European model a little later with that rain moving in, more as we get into Sunday. Sunday looks like the better chance overall of having rain showers in the area. Could see some embedded thunderstorms as well, and it looks that we'll see some rain possibly lingering into the first part, if not most of the day on Monday, with some shower activity continuing. As we can see here, this upper level low settles over the southeast part of the country. That could potentially keep things unsettled, maybe a slight chance, very slight chance of precip or a light shower in the area Tuesday, but the European model a little drier, as you see, it starts to exit with that upper level low as we get into the middle of the week. So that's going to create some uncertainty in the longer range forecast, and we'll get a better handle on that as we approach to that time frame. For now, if we look at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, expecting green conditions as we move through today, seeing our temperature rise to around 71 degrees this afternoon. We'll see that northeasterly breeze 9 to 14 knots, gusting up to 19 knots. And then as we go into the evening hours, we'll see the winds weaken a bit ahead of that front, and then we'll see those clouds on increase in the low and mid levels as that front approaches. We'll see the temperature drop down to around 55 degrees, and then behind that front we'll see the winds pick back up out of the north-northeast around 9 to 14 knots, gusting up to 19 initially, and then we'll see 10 to 15 knots gusting to 22 as we get into the start of our Thursday. So we do pick up that yellow risk for winds at or above 25 knots, starting off the day mostly cloudy. At the moment, tides are running about a foot above normal. And looking at the next couple of days, we'll start off mostly cloudy on Thursday. As we get later in the day, that low and mid-level clouds should start to clear out, seeing partly cloudy conditions with mainly high clouds around. We'll see breezy conditions, particularly early in the day, and then we will see a slight weakening of the wind as we get later into the late afternoon and evening hours. So we do keep that yellow risk for winds that are above 25 knots. Otherwise, expecting a cooler day with a high around 65 degrees. As we go into Thursday evening, we'll see partly cloudy and cool conditions with a low around 52 degrees, with green conditions across the board for our weather risks, and continued green conditions as we go into Friday with another partly cloudy and slightly breezy day with a high around 67 degrees. Going into the extended forecast for the weekend, we'll start off 55 degrees on Saturday, seeing a high around 67 degrees. And as we go into the evening hours, start to pick up those shower chances, starting off with a 40% chance. As we go through the overnight and into the day on Sunday, picking up to a 50% chance of showers and possibly even some embedded thunderstorms in the area. For our day Sunday, we'll see our low around 59 and a high around 71. Could see some rain chances continuing to linger around as we go into Monday, dropping down to about 30% chance at this time, starting off around 61 degrees on Monday and then seeing our high around 73. And as we go into Tuesday, we keep a 15% chance of maybe a lingering light shower in the area, but overall mostly cloudy day with a low around 62 and seeing a high around 74. So that's the way things look to play out at the moment for the weekend. That will wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.